It is what it is. That's a great way to put it. That's our Seen This Pod review. It is what it is.
You know what? Let me go review Crime 101, and I'm going to put that as my...
There you go. Good. Yeah. I think that's going to be the bit, Erica. When we get to this point of wrap up, you need to log your letterbox as I give out our socials. Guys, we're getting pretty close to like total episodes, including bonus and interviews and everything. We've got to be close to 100. Maybe our next recording, I'll look into how many episodes we've done, but we're getting up there. Great job, guys.
You didn't throw a party first or what?
When are you guys going to do something for fucking me? I do everything. The hell? Where's my party?
What? Hold on,
Erica's busy.
Doing my review right now.
Welcome to Seeing This, the weekly movie podcast where we bring you the freshest reviews, celebrate our favorite movie anniversaries, have competitive movie drafts, filmmaker interviews, and much, much more. I am the movie Mamba, Mike Ornelas, and if there's any lesson that should come out of Crime 101, it's that you don't let yourself get attached to anything you're not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat. Name that movie. On the podcast today is the Feisty Pisces, Erica McMullen.
Oh my God, that's Jason Bourne.
Also on the call is the Gerber baby-faced assassin, Adrian Cedeno.
Never in my life have I seen an insurance salesman look like Halle Berry.
See what happens when you don't write it down, Adrian? I can see you thinking about it. And that's all in reference to today's movie review of Crime 101. But before we get started, quick RIP to a couple. It's pretty crazy how many people have passed away.
Like, yeah, it was a lot.
We didn't touch on Catherine O'Hara. Obviously a legend. I feel like she's kind of like for millennials. She's like our Hollywood mom. Maybe I'm on an island. But when you think of like Home Alone, Beetlejuice, like those are just projects that stand out to me. She was big in my household.
I lift her up because those are the only ones I could think of, the main three. And then, Schitt's Creek. So I looked her up, but she did a lot of animated.
Yeah.
She's a lot of characters
Nightmare Before
that
Christmas.
You don't even think of. Yeah.
She's Sally. But we'll touch on that a little bit further. Goes with what I've been watching this week. And also just recently here, Robert Duvall. I have my Godfather score back here in honor of Robert Duvall. He's one of those actors that like is incredibly talented. I just haven't seen enough of his work. You know what I mean? Outside the Godfather, I recommended John Q as a double feature a while back, and he's in that one.
He's one of those actors where like you've seen probably the more iconic roles that he's done, or like more of like what he's known for, versus like you've seen his whole category kind of thing. But yeah, very sad.
It's just crazy how many people in the industry have passed. I'm really curious to see what the in memoriam is going to look like at the Oscars here in a few weeks. I mean, it's just so many people. I mean, you go back to last year and just how many people have passed is crazy. And also, I guess we're just getting at that age where people start passing away. But on a brighter, lighter note, let's get into what we've seen this week. Adrian, I'm curious to hear what you have seen this week.
I saw two good movies. We'll start with Dust Bunny.
The Dust Bunny. Okay, yeah.
It's surprisingly very well done, very good. Like I really appreciated it. I think you need to check it out, Erica. It's a unique, creative take on horror. Like it. I love it
from a child's perspective, like the monster under your bed kind of thing, right?
It was great. You need to check it out. And then I saw
before you add on, I did see Dust Bunny at TIFF, so I got to see that one. And Mads Mikkelsen is the lead in it, and it reminded me a lot, for those of you that are familiar, of like Leon, but mixed with like a fantastical horror element. The Professional Leon, if you know that. Similar kind of energy as far as the dynamic between Mads Mikkelsen and this kid in his apartment building. But I'm glad you liked it, Adrian. How did that grab your attention? Like, what about it was like, you know what, I'm gonna check this out?
You know what? Just the other options just weren't hitting, and I saw it, and something about the cover, and I was like, this sound. Let me see what this is about.
All right.
And I jumped right in, so I don't read summaries or know like watch previews. Like I just jump
Yeah.
into the movie, and
Okay.
I dug it. It was great. It had a little kung fu element to it. Like I
Maybe
really dug it.
maybe once Erica watches it, we can talk a little bit more in depth because I have some thoughts. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. What else? What else
Yeah.
did you see this week?
28 years later, the Bone Temple.
Good. I'm glad you watched
Like,
it. Tell us.
oh, it was good. It was good. Have you guys seen it?
No, I haven't.
It was so good. It's like the
Erica,
perfect.
yeah, no, Erica, for our audio listeners.
Um, no, I haven't seen it.
Are we already
Sorry.
delayed, or are you just taking a second to compute?
No, it delayed on my end, so I didn't know if you guys could see me still. I didn't know if I was frozen or not because I was frozen on mine. So I was just
I see.
waiting until somebody asked me a
I
question.
think you're good. I think you're good. Yeah, so neither of us have seen it.
No,
Bone
but
Temple.
It's really good.
unfortunately, my brother did spoil it for me because he really
Brutal.
liked it. But I would probably still watch it. I do want to check it out because I do think I would enjoy the story kind of based on what my brother was telling me. But we'll see.
Yeah, we covered the previous one here on the pod, and Adrian, you're saying this one is worthy better?
No, it's
That
just a perfect continuation to that
okay.
story.
Okay.
Like you wanted the story to keep going and know more about the Bone Temple and the Doctor, and you get it. It's just perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And your boy Ray Fiennes hits it out of the
Oh,
park, huh?
dude, he's on the Mount Rushmore of goats, like for real.
Wow. Wow.
His range, I think, in the last like 4 projects, he's gone from like a Catholic
Cardinal
bishop,
or Bishop?
I
yeah,
don't know that
cardinal
that's
or
a bold
something, to
statement. I think that's pretty fair to say about him.
yeah.
He's
It's not like
very
a hot
talented.
take. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a hot take at all. It's just a realization that he's up there.
Way up.
Dude, his range is insane.
How far you've come, Adrian, and went from Ralph Reigns to
Yeah.
Ray Fiennes.
Yeah, no
Love it.
nose breathing in this one.
He held it back. He held it back. I
Yeah.
love it. Erica, what have you seen this week?
I've over the past like month or couple months or so, I've been going on a Studio Ghibli kind of kick. So, I watched My Neighbor Totoro recently. So, I was talking to Michael earlier about this. I haven't gotten to watch The Boy and the Heron, and I know that that one had won the Oscar the year that it was nominated.
Best animated feature.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like prepping myself and like, giving myself an excuse to watch all of those movies. And the weather down here has been absolutely insane. So might as well
Down
watch a
here,
couple movies indoors.
for those not familiar, down here is LA, the burbs of
Southern
LA.
California, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah.
getting we're getting hit pretty hard. Like
Heaven
the
for
winds last night, terrifying. Like I looked outside and I was like shook. It was crazy.
head to the shelter. Yeah, heaven forbid LA gets some weather. Like it's like, what is this? Just fucking
It was pretty
rain,
intense, I'm
wind.
not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, sure, sure. Well, if you like Studio Ghibli,
Ghibli.
that one, Ghibli, I would recommend. It's not part of the studio, but a movie called Paprika. It's said that Christopher Nolan was inspired for Inception from this movie. Very far out.
Oh,
You
I
know what I'm
know
talking about?
exactly what you're talking about. Yes, I
Yeah,
just put it on my list of things to watch because I did see like the few clips of them compare. It was another podcast or another something, but they were comparing Christopher Nolan some of the scenes in that to Paprika, and I'm so interested. Like it looks so
yeah.
weird.
I can't wait to read your letterbox review of Paprika once you watch it.
Yep.
Folks, for
I
those
should go
that
do
might
Fantastic Planet next just to be fun.
for those of you that are new to the podcast, first of all, welcome. And we have a running bit here. Erica's New Year resolution was to update her letterbox regularly, and
I've
she's
done
only added
one
Hook.
movie this year.
She's added Hook from our last episode.
I'm
But you know what?
already completing my New Year's resolution, you guys.
Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I saw a few things this week. I went down in honor, as I said, in honor of Catherine O'Hara. I went down the Christopher Guest trifecta. He is
Okay.
a filmmaker that makes a lot of mockumentary. You might be familiar with them for your consideration. Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman. Those are the 3 that I watched.
Best in
Erica, you're
Show.
familiar? Best in Show.
So good. I love that. I love it.
And that of those three, that was my favorite one, Best in Show.
Absolutely.
He uses the same cast for the majority for at least these three movies. And Best in Show, I think, is the best representation of each actor and the character they're given.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just fucking hilarious. Adrian, you're not familiar, I imagine. It's not. I don't feel like that's really your speed.
I'm looking at it right now, and I mean, it looks funny.
Yeah,
I think Best in Show.
Yeah, I think Best in Show is worth putting on your watch list. These are all, if I'm not mistaken, they're on Netflix, so they're accessible.
I get Eugene Levy's like comedy,
he's
like,
great, dude.
Yeah,
he's so funny.
I think he's low key like a comedic genius.
For sure.
During Christmas time, when I told you guys we had watched one of the episodes, I had watched Serendipity that week, and he's a salesman in it. He's barely in it for 2 scenes, and he is so funny. Like, you crack up every single time that man's on the screen. I don't think I've ever seen a movie of his that I wasn't, like, in love with.
He's great. And I think, again, like, of the three, Best in Show, Eugene Levy is, like... it's the best. It's just so good. I don't want to give anything away for those that haven't seen it or to Adrian, but I'll keep an eye out for your letterbox too, Adrian, to see if you checked out Best in Show and see what you think. One other movie that I watched that I want to highlight, GoldenEye, good old James Bond. It's just so nostalgic of the 90s. Pierce Brosnan is like a perfect Bond in my mind. And that's when I fell in love with, and many people fell in love with Jean Grey, Famke Janssen, an incredible Bond villain, and Femme Fatale. But yeah, GoldenEye, great video game as well. I wish Adrian, you have 64 still?
I don't. You
don't
were
have
here visiting when you got the 64, and that's when we were playing.
You just have Super. You have some old.
I have Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo. I got all the other stuff, just no Nintendo 64.
The Nintendo 64.
Shout out to Nintendo, because they need a shout out. But if you have a Switch, you can play like a lot of the old school Nintendo games. It's almost like an app within the Switch that lets you play like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64,
I don't know.
and GoldenEye's
I think
on there.
if I was gonna have a console again, though, I think I'd want a GameCube.
Wow, what a take! That's a hot take.
I think that might be a hot take. I don't know.
That's your generation.
well, no, because we grew up with an N64 too. Like, that was our first the love of our life. Like, we had all of the best games.
Yeah.
But then GameCube rolled out, and there was some good versions that came out on the GameCube.
What's GameCube's like game highlight? Like, Super Nintendo was Mario, like Nintendo was Mario.
Mario Party 3.
Yeah, Mario Party was big.
Arguably the best Mario Party. Super Smash Bros. Was huge. Pikmin.
Wow, shout out.
Yeah, dude, like, I miss that.
I'm telling you, but if you, I mean, again, even with like there's a Switch 2 out now, but if you get just the first Switches, which I have, you can play GameCube games also, like Game Boy Advance. You can play Sega, like it lets you play all these older games.
I already have no life, Michael. That's just...
Well, here you go.
Never hang out with anybody ever again in my life.
Anyways, GoldenEye, great James Bond movie, even better video game. But let's get to Crime 101.
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
I know, I've seen this. I know this.
Adrian, I'm going to go straight to you with the letterbox description. What do we got?
Ooh.
Oh, he's not ready, folks. Finally, got him off guard, folks. Finally.
2026, directed by Bart Layton. Always have an exit. An elusive thief, eyeing his final score, encounters a disillusioned insurance broker at her own crossroads. As their paths intertwine, a relentless detective trails them, hoping to thwart the multi-million-dollar heist they are planning.
There it is. Crime 101, starring your boy Chris Hemsworth, my boy Mark Ruffalo. Some stock going up, baby. Got him in Mickey 17, but we'll get to that later. Halle Berry, Barry Keoghan, sorry, Monica Barbaro, and Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte Assance, huh? I'm in Die My Love. Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. And then Adrian's boy Corey Hawkins, better known as Dr. Dre in his book, from
Tillman.
Straight out of Compton. Crime 101. Erica, what did you think? I know I kind of assigned these movies, but did you have any anticipation of what to expect? And how did it land for you?
Um, I don't know, but I mean, I remember seeing like clips, but not like a full trailer. I know we've talked about like trying to avoid trailers at all
Mm,
costs to try to give us some respect for the movie process of like being surprised and intrigued. And I don't know, I didn't really feel that way about this.
mm,
I it's just so hard because there are a lot of really good crime, thriller, action kind of movies, and I don't feel like this was unique enough for it to be like,
mm,
"Yeah, I, like, really liked it." I think once we get to our Commodus Scale, it's like I don't know, I'm just so, like I said, there's so many good movies that we've had come out in this genre that it's not that it's hard to beat, but there's not a lot. I mean,
I think we're just
LA Crime Heist, like
desensitized for this genre.
not that
because
I'm desensitized, but it's just like, how many more ideas can you come up with an LA
mm,
crime heist
mm,
kinda thing? You know what I mean? Like, it
mm,
wasn't I think it was very predictable. Um,
interesting.
yeah. Thought the acting was good. I thought everybody played their role very well as they could, you know, with what the kinda like the script they had and the pace of the movie. I thought it was a little bit slow in the middle, but
Mm.
for the most part, everybody did a great job. I just kind of boring to me, I don't know.
Boring. Oh, wow. Interesting. That what
Yeah.
like that's a strong word to say boring, especially I mean, I'll get to my thoughts in a bit here, but I feel like even though it's not fully original, there's clearly a lot of homage to other action thrillers specifically that take place in LA. But I felt like the actual action scenes were
Yeah,
pretty
like, the car chases were cool, like, some of the action sequence were great, but, like, was it anything really
mm,
special?
interesting. Okay.
I don't think so.
Fair enough. Adrian, what did
Yeah.
you think?
Ditto. I thought the same thing. It was just like blah. Like it was good. It was well done. They had a few like dope camera angles that you were like, oh, that was cool. But too few and far between. But it
Wow.
was like, it was just like well done. But we've seen it before. Like I
Mm.
think my letterbox review said something like nothing special or fancy. Like good
Like, if you're
acting
going
and
to the theater to watch that kind of movie, you're gonna have a great time because it's exactly that kind of movie. Are you gonna be surprised with what happens in the movie? Probably not.
That's so
Like
fascinating. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I have a guess that I want to bring in right away, just so then it kind of sets a better premise of what my thoughts were on this movie, because I didn't find it boring. I was actually really rooting for this movie, which leads me to my special guest. Erica brings to my
oh,
attention.
this yeah, I should have steered you in a very completely different direction, but okay.
What do you mean?
I know exactly what clip you're gonna play right
Yeah,
now.
well, sure, yeah. So my guest here is Tyra Banks, from her old show. What was the name of the show? America's
America's
Top
Next
Model.
Top Model.
Next Top Model, yeah. So you may be familiar with this clip, but this is how I felt about the movie.
My mother yelled at this is because she loves me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself. Because nobody's going to take responsibility for you.
That's right. That's right. I was rooting for this goddamn movie. At the first like opening sequence, like the first 15 minutes, I was like, all right, like fuck yeah, we're on a ride. Like again, it's really well done, it's well executed. The action scenes feel very
They were
they have you on
choreographed
the
well.
choreograph, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Like really well choreographed, really well shot. You know, there's this one shot where like the door closes, similar to like One Battle After Another. Like the camera is mounted and it closes with the door, but it also like turns to look at the driver. I was like, whoa, that's pretty
Yeah.
dope. I don't know if I've seen that before. But by the end, it becomes predictable. It falls into the same trappings that a lot of these action movies are like. there just has to be a romantic angle that I felt was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, they were
And
just checking boxes.
by the end, they had to check
Mhm.
boxes, and it felt like that last 20 minutes, without spoilers quite yet, they're just like, oh, we've got like 5 boxes to check. Let's get to it. And
Yeah, don't forget to tie all of these loose ends really quick before we end,
and
because people will be mad. Like,
because we have a template to fall into, which when I saw the names in this movie outside of maybe Mark Ruffalo, I was like, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be another typical action movie that, I'm not, whatever, Hollywood action. But as I was in the movie, for the majority of the movie, I was like, oh, they're going for it. Like, it's not going to be that. But by the end, I remember just like completely dumbfounded. Like, these fucking guys went.
Hence why my opening line is, "Oh my god, that's Jason Bourne," because it's like, and we'll get to it towards the end too about why I chose some of those as my double feature. But it's like, we've seen way better plots, way better, the same maybe action sequences. Like I said, it was really well choreographed. I thought, the cast had chemistry. Besides the love interest, I thought that was really kind of stupid to make him seem like this mysterious guy. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't need to do that. We know we're watching a crime heist movie. I think that's why I think I was exasperated by this movie. Like, I'm like,
Correct.
why did they go that route?
And to that point, the love interest, and this isn't, again, not quite a spoiler yet, but if you don't want any premise, maybe skip forward to towards the end of the podcast. But Monica Barbaro, as soon as she's introduced in this movie, you start to see cracks. Like, you start to see the cracks in the film, and like, oh dear, what's happening? No, don't do it. No, don't go this direction. You're doing so well. And then, like, as it progresses, they're like, oh, we need to go back to this. We need to go back to this. She's great in whatever movie she was in. It didn't need to be this one. You know what I mean? Like, if she wants to be in like a rom-com or a romantic drama, I think she would be fucking fantastic. But for this movie, it just felt so out of place, and I was incredibly disappointed by the end. But I guess that takes us to a good point for our Commodus Scale before we get into spoilers. Thumbs up, even, or down. Erica, what are you giving Crime 101?
I'm gonna go even. Like I said, if you want to go to this kind of movie, this kind of like LA crime heist movie, thriller, good action scenes, like it's almost kind of like how I talk about the Godzilla franchises, where it's like, if you want to go watch monsters beat each other up, ooh, these are the movies for you. 5 out of 5,
Sure.
like, they're great. If you want to watch Godzilla horror, like as it was intended, I'd recommend something else. If you want to watch an action thriller and see that kind of movie, like I said, great acting, but this is going to be like that easy movie for you to watch.
Adrian, where are you going?
Yeah.
For those just listening, Adrian didn't pull his hernia. He's having a hard time deciding where he's going with his thumb.
That was the best noise of my life. I'm going to do that. That's my new stim. I'm literally going to just around and be like,
wait, I'll send you the audio of that, Eric, and that can be your phone notification for the group chat.
Oh, it's going to be so great.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I give it a little bit of a nod because it was LA and I get to recognize all the areas that it's in, some of the buildings. But aside of that, like, it really was blah. So it's just kind of like an even whatever movie. So yeah.
So you're landing even, just to be clear.
No, I'm a.
So it's even trending up. You're like,
yes,
if it's
there you go.
Oh, interesting.
Trending up.
Trending up. If I remember seeing your letterbox, you ended up landing on a 2.5, which I think would be a even trending down, but 2.5 is trending up. It has potential.
2 would be a even trending down.
2 is like a down in my book. But so yeah, I can't do the sound as well as you, Adrian, but I'm a even
wait,
trending
I want to
up.
hear your attempt. No. Try
it sounds constipated.
Okay, what's gonna end up happening? You're gonna send me those sound bites. and you're both gonna be my alarms, but, like, the 5-minute, like, gap where, like,
Sure.
one goes off, and then if I snooze it, 5 minutes later, the
Yeah,
other
it
one
gets
goes
more
off.
intense. Gets more intense. Your day's gonna start off great listening to that. Yeah, so I really had I honestly had such a great time with this movie up until I saw the cracks in the script and the plot. And there's a lot of decisions this film makes that like it's like it's like you've got a full tank of gas and then it gets shot
Yeah.
at and the gas tank is just leaking, and it's like by the end of the movie you're almost on empty. So I'd go even, trending up. Like I think it's still worth seeing. I think the action sequences, they're doing a lot of cool thing. I think they do a good job with the tension because it's not necessarily predictable at the beginning. And like you said, Erica, I think the performances are all good. Like I definitely think there's a lot to see here. I just hate that it falls into the typical trappings of a movie like this, a Hollywood film. But
Yeah.
to talk more freely about these frustrations of mine, let's dive into spoilers for Crime 101.
Spoiler alert.
So you mentioned frustrations. Can I speak my first frustration?
Please, let's hear it.
So you had mentioned like, hey, you should go watch this in theater because of sound.
And that's the only option to watch this movie.
Correct. So like the whole sounds and stuff, right? And all I could think of when I'm watching it was, thank goodness the sound is great, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be able to hear Nick Nolte and anything he was saying.
Cause like the way he talks, or what do you mean?
The way he talks, the grunt, like
Yeah.
you can't
It was
distinguish
tough.
what. There's a lot of mumbling. Like I almost wished I was watching at home where I could put subtitles on and see what he was actually saying.
Now, to be fair, just for those interested, some theaters do have closed captioning options for your movies. So shout out to closed captionings there. Yeah, I mean, listen, Nick Nolte, I mean, dude, he's won an Oscar. He's incredibly talented, but he's also incredibly old at this point. I think he really worked in Die My Love because he was a character that already had some mental capacity issues, some health issues, whereas here, he's more of like a crime syndicate leader.
No,
It just
he's a
didn't
handler.
work for me.
Which, right. By the
Oh,
way,
wow,
the best
yeah.
handler has got to be Sigourney Weaver. Like she's by far the best handler
in what?
in a movie.
What movie are you
in Dust
referring
Bunny.
to?
But
Oh, I see.
I feel like she's been a.
Okay.
I feel like from watching Dust Bunny, seeing her there, I feel like she's been a handler in multiple movies. I just couldn't think of them, but I was like, "Ooh, she plays a good handler."
I mean, she's a good
So-
hustle in what's it called? Heartbreakers with Jennifer Love Hewitt. She I mean, that's
She
a
is a
comedy,
good
very
hustle.
different movie, but
Yeah.
that's great. Aside from that bit, I really thought, like we said, the Chris Hemsworth actually I found really engaging, and I bought him as like this criminal. I think the movie does a bit extra for us to like empathize with him, to the point of like we need to introduce this guy that's like uncomfortable around women, and we need him to get hit by Monica Barbaro in this like fender bender, and nobody takes any photos even though she's insistent on getting insurance information, and then that leads to them sharing numbers and going on a date. And as soon as that shit happened, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
This is maybe what, like 30 minutes into the movie, maybe.
It would have been, listen,
Meanwhile-
they could have kept her. If they wanted to do that, if they wanted to introduce something like that, they could have kept her. What would have been better is if they didn't exchange any kind of information and she's trickled throughout heist moments that are happening. It's just a coincidence that she ends up being there. And it's forced them to
I don't even like that. I don't even like
No,
that.
but I'm saying
Like,
they already made the decision to put a love interest in there. So like if you're gonna do that, you have to almost make it. I think that's the problem, is like if you put that love interest in there, it almost makes you want it to be cheesy almost, and a little bit like corny in some bits. And like this movie wasn't ready to give that. So they like you said, they threw in this love interest that didn't really do anything for the movie.
I think it ended up getting corny. I mean, by
I
the
found it
second,
quite corny.
like,
But then
like,
go full tilt.
she's
Like if you're gonna be corny, just be corny.
not in this movie.
I know,
though.
exactly.
That's
So
my
it's like,
thing.
stop,
yeah.
don't shove that down our throats. We didn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, she goes home to his house on the second date,
Hot. Good for
which,
her.
you know, I mean, it's Chris Hemsworth, you know. I
She
thought
doesn't
that
even know his
was
last name.
I thought that was the funny bit too, is like we're supposed to believe Chris Hemsworth has trouble talking to
Yeah.
women. But to the movie's defense, if he's hustling people, like when he's talking to Halle Berry, he's very comfortable, right? Like he's very like confident. He's flirting with her about the car and this, and that. But like it's trying to express that like, oh, he might actually be vulnerable because he might like this girl, so he can't look her
It's
in the
very
eye
much
and
like written in like a male gaze kind of thing. As somebody I'd seen somebody like, "Oh, did a male write this movie?" It's like, well, it's kind of how the love
sure.
interest feels like. Like it's just being like, "Oh, he can be vulnerable and mysterious." It's like he's a criminal. He's already mysterious. Like he doesn't need
Mm-hmm.
this extra forced added layer. Like you said, no one's gonna believe it's hard for Chris Hemsworth to, especially a
Yeah, it
criminal,
was
like
just
you're gonna fake it.
unnecessary.
Like,
And it's just unnecessary because the whole purpose is for us to side with him,
yeah.
even though he's a criminal, right? It, like it humanizes him. But I think the whole dynamic where it's revealed that he's like a foster child and didn't have his parents. Like I think that does the same job without the romantic aspect. Like you could completely cut out Monica Barbaro and that whole bit, and this movie works 10 times better.
I think they just needed her to explain that part of his dynamic. Because without that, you don't know that he's a foster kid, except that
Sure, you don't need
she's
to know.
poking around asking
No, we find out later about that through
through Mark
Nick
Ruffalo
Nolte.
going to the foster's house
Right.
and asking about him.
But we didn't need Monica Barbaro for that. Like Mark Ruffalo's
Yeah,
a
I guess
great
you're right.
fucking detective.
I
You know
guess
what
we
I mean?
didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
love him as a detective.
He's great.
He's been a detective in like the last 4 projects
I
I've seen
know,
him in.
hot. He needs to keep it up. I love it.
I thought he did really well. I saw a presser where he was talking about like how nervous he was around Halle Berry and he had to do like a bunch of takes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I see what you're doing. Like that, I like that dynamic more. But even then, just to fast forward, there's this big so Halle Berry works for this insurance company and she insures these rich fucks for their paintings, their assets, all these things. Jewels, whatever the case is. And Chris Hemsworth is trying to rob these people and uses Halle Berry to like, hey, you want in on this? Which that whole premise is fucking ridiculous too. Like he does
the whole premise that the cop actually, that Mark Ruffalo actually like takes jewels and evidence from the locker
by the end, yeah,
like he's a good cop the entire time.
correct.
Turning it like going against his own like colleagues in the force, writing different reports of like the truth and not like going to and then at the end to have him taking it and then giving some to Halle Berry and
so ridiculous.
getting
So ridiculous.
a car
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
like Steve McQueen. Like, come on,
dude. That's exactly what I mean by like it felt it needed to land a plane in a very typical way, and it's like, okay, let's have Mark Ruffalo suddenly be a crooked cop, even though he seems to have all kinds of integrity throughout the movie. Specifically, when he's talking about like how to handle this case, he realizes that this is an individual thief going along the 101 freeway, hence Crime 101. And then suddenly, again, Chris Hemsworth needs Halle Berry to get this last job done. There's so many elements that are clearly pulling from Heat, which, spoiler alert, is going to be my double feature. I mean, like Mark Ruffalo's he moves to the beach because he's going through a divorce, which again isn't necessarily needed, other than like another reason for him to be like somewhat of a love interest to Halle Berry. Hey, you could stay at my house. Just so many fucking things happen that are just so unnecessary and loses the credibility and momentum that the movie has.
like he drives a bucket, and then is riding the bus. But then when he's going through a trial separation with his wife, he gets this like penthouse apartment on the beach.
Right. And suddenly he has a cat. Like, what? Like he just has a cat.
Yeah, where'd the cat come from?
Where'd the cat come from? And not that it's pivotal to the story, but like to show that he's not alone. So then he has someone to talk to. Just so many decisions that just came out of left field. You know what I mean?
You're very accurate. It's just you wanted so much more from this film. Like you just wanted it I just
Yeah.
needed a better story.
And then and so Chris Hemsworth starts to, push back against Nick Nolte, doesn't want to do the work anymore. So then he gets Barry Keoghan, who gets introduced as like this other option for Nolte to get the jobs done. And he's violent in the crimes, which Chris Hemsworth hasn't been, right?
Mhm.
And we'll fast forward to a couple things. Barry Keoghan goes on this like wild chase where Hemsworth sees him after Keoghan's been following Halle Berry.
Mm.
Keoghan gets across where like a bus cuts off their line of vision. He waits for Hemsworth, and then they go on a chase again. It ends up in like this convenience store where he confronts him. It's like, why did he wait for him? He's trying to get away.
Yeah. Girl, that bus passes, you're never seeing me again. I'm behind a wall running in the other direction. Like I'm in a car that I stole. Like
He lets him go in the convenience store, and then fast forward, Barry Keoghan's coming up to the grand final heist. Chris Hemsworth picks up Mark Ruffalo, who's disguised to be like this jewel he's bringing transporter, right? All this technology that Hemsworth uses, everything he's done to be so careful, he doesn't know what this guy looks like. And Mark Ruffalo can go like undercover while he's suspended from the force because, Chief whatever doesn't buy this theory that he has.
Because there's an investigation going on as to a shooting where they planted a gun on the kid
and then that guy came out of nowhere. Yep. That cop is like just out of nowhere, no backstory to him, and just shoots some other thief unarmed, plants a gun on him. Just so many things. It's just so many things. I'm so frustrated with this movie. I really like Barry Keoghan goes up at the end, and there's this tension that the movie wants you to have. It's like, Hemsworth is there pointing a gun at Ruffalo. He figures out that he's a cop. Ruffalo's got the gun at Hemsworth. Barry Keoghan's coming up the elevator. And I so wished at that moment, because the tension builds it up, I wish Barry Keoghan would have opened the door and both of them just turn and fucking kill him right away. Like just shoot at him right away. Would have been so much better than what happens.
So another nitpick.
Okay.
He had like a kidney shot to his like left kidney, and he's just like down. But those angles are all wrong. Like if Hemsworth is on his knees, standing on the side of him, like almost like in front of him, because he had him in like a chokehold and was like using Hemsworth as a shield. How did he get that shot off, and that it didn't go like in through his side and out like his other side? Like it went from the back,
and it was one shot, right?
And he's just instantly dead.
Meanwhile, the fucking rich ass guy gets shot in like the heart, the shoulder,
yeah.
I guess, and still alive. And Ruffalo's like, all right, Hemsworth, you can leave.
Get away. Yeah.
Here's the fucking criminal right here, shot dead. And millionaire, you're gonna go along with the story. Otherwise, we're gonna persecute you for fucking laundering money and all kinds of bull. Like, dude, I was so upset by the time we got to that point. I was like, what else can this movie do to just fucking...
It's just, like I said, it's unfortunate.
Break my heart.
Like,
I was rooting for you.
Had really high hopes for this. The acting was good, just the story was lacking.
Yeah.
Just wait for it to come out on streaming.
And because Ruffalo let Hemsworth go, he's like, they had talked about his favorite kind of car when he was pretending to be his driver.
He wanted a Mustang or something.
He wanted a Mustang, like and how convenient that's the car fucking Hemsworth had. And like, hey, this is for the cop. Hope it's not too late with Monica Barbaro. It's just so goddamn silly. I got so mad by the end of it, and because of the potential it had, it's one of those. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You know what I mean?
It's one of those, like, I hate to tell you I told you so, but I feel like when you were assigning these movies, I told you, like, it's going to be a blah crime movie. And you were like, no, bro, it's going to be one of the biggest releases of the year. Okay.
First of all, you're making shit up. Okay. That was not about Crime 101. That was about Pillion, which you're refusing to watch, which if you want to go down that rabbit hole.
And then Crime 101 was the next thing you voted on. You're like, hey, I think we should do then this.
Since I go based off of what's out in the theaters, my friend. You know, new releases. We got to cover it. Let's get into double features. what would you recommend to watch with this movie? I'm just gonna kick mine off because I already mentioned it. Heat. This is like a direct ripoff in so many ways of Heat. The dynamic.
Well, it is a book. I do want to say that it was meant to be based on a book. I don't know if the book came out before Heat or if it came out, if it was influenced, but there's definitely, like you said, homage and stuff.
But Heat. Val Kilmer's house is on the beach. There is a love interest in Heat, but it's fucking pivotal to the story and taken with like dramatic tones, and like it fucking works. It's well rounded. So it's like, if you like, to what you were saying earlier, Erica, if you like an action movie and you don't mind, plot points and whatever, like, okay, watch this. But if you want to see a movie like that executed well on all bases, and it takes place in LA, and it's violent, and the action's out of control, and you get Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in the same fucking movie, just go watch Heat. Adrian, what would you recommend?
So something similar to this, but a little less drama, more thriller, and more comedy would be Play Dirty. It just recently came out with Mark Wahlberg. Similar thing, like a crime heist, but it's still the same kind of a blah movie, like your typical heist, but it does have a little bit of a twist, and it does have some like comedic factors. So it'd be exactly this movie, just Mark Wahlberg and comedy.
That's not a hell of a pitch for me.
Well,
I mean,
well.
Lakeith Stanfield's in it, which we love our boy Lakeith, but okay, Play Dirty. Erica, what would you recommend?
Well, at first I had thought about kind of same route, another Mark Wahlberg, but The Other Guys, just because it's like the funny version, cop version of the opposite side of a heist. But I put the Bourne series as my double feature, meaning you could probably watch any of these movies and get what you want out of the action crime thriller. Not necessarily a heist movie, but it's definitely got good plot line. I would probably recommend The Bourne Ultimatum. Great action sequences, great acting. I think it's one of the better of the action like trilogies that we've gotten. But if you want to watch a movie that's gonna give you good action, good car chases, a good story, definitely. And the love interest that happens in these very monumental. So like shit happens where you're just like, oh, we're gonna get crazy here.
Great recommendations. Now to our favorite part of drafting stock. As mentioned, I have Mark Ruffalo already from Mickey 17. I'd like to say, though the movie wasn't a grand slam, Ruffalo's great. He did great, so I'd like to think my stock went up a little bit.
We need to figure out how that's working out, because we all gave it mids on the Commodus scale, and somehow your stock went up. Right. Tell me how that makes sense.
Because it went mid, but it was with
no, I don't think so.
That's the sound of my stock going uphill,
Yeah, no.
All right, draft order for this movie. Going first is, God damn it. I'm sorry, Adrian. I'm already Erica's first. Drafting second. I'm rooting for you, Adrian. There you go. Adrian,
I'm going last.
No, you got it. Adrian's going second. There you go. All right. So, Erica, who do you want from Crime 101?
Obviously, I'm so sad I can't take Mark Ruffalo, because I just love that little man so much. Free Palestine,
He's so
baby.
good. That's right.
I think I'm just gonna go with Chris Hemsworth. I know that he's got some movies coming out this year, big films, reprising his role as Thor, obviously, which he kicks ass at. Like, I don't think I can imagine anybody else as Thor for the rest of the time we have a Thor. But yeah,
Sure.
I mean, like I said, it wasn't the best movie that I think we're ever going to see from him. But I thought he did well for the role that he had. It was fun seeing him in action sequences that aren't centered around him being a superhero. I thought that, I mean,
Sure.
like, it's fun, you know, it's fun to see people kind of,
Yeah.
I want to say, I think action's very versatile. And I think, like we've said in the past, Tom Cruise is like the ultimate, like, here's your setup of like how many things you can do in an action movie. So getting to see him do action in a role where he's not a superhero, where he's kind of moving fluidly with the other actors in there, I thought he did a great job. So I'm glad to have this Aussie on my list.
He's in so many Marvel Avenger related movies. Like
I
I'm looking
believe
at
he's in the
his
most.
you're right.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this, Erica. I think the only other movie I've seen of him that isn't Marvel is Cabin in
Oh,
the
and
Woods.
it's so perfect too. Like it's like, you know,
Yeah.
I always like imagine like if you ever like came across him, like, dude, how does it feel to be in like one of the most amazing horror films of all time? Like,
When we get to anniversary episode of Cabin in the Woods, we'll have to reach out to Chris Hemsworth, have him on the pod, have you talk to him. Another one of those. All right, Adrian, you're not picking last. Who are you taking?
So did you say I already had Corey Hawkins too?
No, you haven't drafted him. We've talked about him, but you haven't drafted him. Is that who you're going with?
So it's either Halle Berry or Corey Hawkins, pretty much, right?
There's a lot of people in this movie. I'm not telling you.
Right.
I mean, dude.
I'm gonna go Corey Hawkins.
Okay. Just if he wasn't in Straight Outta Compton, would you still take Corey Hawkins, or are you just honoring?
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple others too.
Okay.
Like he's good. I like him.
You saw him. You just talked about a movie with him in it, right? I feel like he's in Kong Skull
yeah.
Island. Is that what the movie was?
That's not what I was talking about.
He's gonna be in the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's new movie coming out. So that's already pretty much.
He was in Six Underground, In the Heights.
Yeah. Well, good pick. I love a lot of people in this movie, but I'm taking Monica Barbaro, though her role again is one of the more frustrating ones of the movie. It's not her fault. Like,
Yeah.
again, if this was that kind of movie, she did great. Like, she is and was fantastic. I fell in love with her in Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie with Timothée. And she was also in Top Gun Maverick. So I think she's getting a lot of big name movies as of late, and she's incredible. So I'm happy to have Monica Barbaro.
I thought about taking her.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Halle Berry would have been
really
cool
like her.
too, because she's about to be in Doomsday as well. She's reprising her role as Storm, so that'll be fun.
So is that confirmed, or is that like on the low?
No. That's
Is it?
her.
She said she's come out and said she's not in it.
No. Baby, I know it's a lie.
Well, maybe. There's rumors she's returning, but she
So
said
the reason I say that is because her and Chris Hemsworth were on a panel recently, and she kind of slipped up. So
what I saw a slip up was Mark Wahlberg and I think Chris Hemsworth doing like a Guess Who.
Mark Ruffalo.
Like, you know, the game Guess. What did I say?
Wahlberg.
It's fucking Adrian talked about Wahlberg. It's
Too many
Mark Ruffalo playing like Guess Who, right? And they put like celebrity Guess Who, whatever. And the person was for Hemsworth to guess Halle Berry. And he asked, "Oh, is this person in Avengers, like in an Avenger movie?" And Mark is like,
Mark?
Yes? No. I mean, no. Yeah, he's so
between Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland, dude, you can't tell
Tom Holland,
anything.
yeah. And even in the interview, he's like, "Oh, I thought I fucked that up." So you're probably right, but Halle Berry herself has said that she's not.
She's a liar.
You're probably right. Oh, yeah, well, I'll respect to Halle Berry. We love you. That is our episode, Crime 101. I agree. I think she will be in it. It makes sense. They're bringing back all the old X-Men, and we already saw your boy James Marsden that you love so much as
Hate
Cyclops.
that guy. Fuck you.
Okay, well, nonetheless, that's Crime 101. We all went even on the Commodus Scale. You know,
it is what it is.
You know, It is what it is. That's a great way to put it. That's our Seen This Pod review. It is what it is.
You know what?
Thank you
Let
guys
me
for
go
listening.
review Crime 101, and I'm gonna put that as my.
There you go. Good. Yeah. I think that's going to be the bit, Erica. After when we get to this point of wrap up, you need to log your letterbox as I give out our socials. And our socials are Seen This Pod across Instagram, Blue Sky, Letterbox. You can go to seenthispod.com to catch all of our episodes, merch, interviews, written reviews. Go to all those to check out all of our episodes. Guys, we're getting pretty close to like total episodes, including bonus and interviews and everything. We've got to be close to 100. Maybe our next recording, I'll look into how many episodes we've done, but we're getting up there. Great job, guys.
You didn't throw a party first or what?
When are you guys going to do something for fucking me? I do everything. The hell? Where's my party?
What? Hold on,
Yeah, Erica's busy.
doing my review right now.
2.5 stars for Crime 101 from Erica. But until next time, stay safe.